So this is the raid that blew away the entire Destiny community. I'm expecting to be huffed and puffed and my blowing down. Clown, thanks for the 3 months, baby. Welcome back. Are you guys ready? Bang, bang, bop.
This was shot in front of a live studio audience at twitch.tv/Sweatcicle.
This video took so long, man. I mean, we're talking over a terabyte in file size. We're talking over 100 hours of editing, writing, the whole 9 yards.
Yo, Simon, thank you very much for the prime, man. What up, dude?
Longest raid video. But yes, everybody, it is finally here. Deepstone Crypt. Thank you guys for the wait. And man,
you're welcome.
If you guys are new here, not new here, and you're not subscribed at this point, I think it might be time. Thank you guys and enjoy the video. 1 year, 1 month, and 16 days. 1 year, 1 month, and 16 days. That is how long it has been since the last raid Bungie has made. This is the longest we have ever had to wait for a raid in Destiny history, and for good reason. Deepstone Crypt may be the most unique and next-gen a raid has ever been.
Rattle, thank you very much for the tier 3 for 4 months, baby. Thank you very much for watching, dude.
In today's video, we cover the events leading up to the raid, the day 1 raid race,
get your popcorn ready, boys,
aftermath of the raid, and much more.
But wait, so today's video sponsor,
that's
me!
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know, you guys absolutely crushed it on the See You Soon merch, and we are getting a new merch design inspired by this raid done in the near future. But
all right,
now,
yep.
If
you're interested in having merch, yep, link in the description.
I'd like to give you context as to why stakes are high, emotions higher, and challenge a true pinnacle. This is the raid Deepstone Crypt, released on November 21st of 2020 at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Take into account, Beyond Light dropped a whole 11 days prior to this raid, and for somewhat good reason. The goal was to hit contest, which put players at 20 levels under
First
each
day
encounter,
contest.
and you were meant to reach power level 1230 by raid day. Players started the DLC at power level 1060 with the soft cap of powerful, so any drop at all, scaling up to 1200. After 1200, powerful drops were the only way up. Many players competing knew this system in and out, and the only difference this time around was that no +0 gear drops could be given through token farming at vendors like in previous DLCs. This time, however, powerful +1 drops could be given through any source in the game just by simply playing, a system we haven't seen since the Taken King.
Good.
The leveling system was actually very fast if you played comp, since powerfuls would drop almost every game and has been like this since Forsaken. The other new caviarts to this DLC.
Let's put leveling in PvP, chat.
Now not being associated with
for non-power enabled PvE playlist, by the way.
So no more mountaintop recluse, and you had players adjusting
Makes sense.
new weapons for the first time
since the middle of
Forsaken 2 years ago. Stasis was also introduced, and many players thought that stasis was going to be used in the raid by the bosses, but that didn't happen. Warmind cells in charge.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, to be honest.
Did have an impact on day 1.
That was a missed opportunity.
The final thing I would add here is the weapon and class meta going into the raid. This is early in, but for now, the consensus is the Lament and Slug shotguns, but on day 1, it was slightly different. On day 1, swords were still used, but things like Izanagi's Burden, a sniper rifle found for Black Armory, and other snipers from previous seasons that weren't Sunset were going to be used here. This is the first time in a raid, of course, that sunsetting played a big role. The consensus from the community was that this raid had to be tremendous, especially after Garden of Salvation had some mixed views from the community as a whole. Now, I know I haven't made the Garden of Salvation video yet, and that one is coming soon, but just pretend like the order is flipped on them for now for this video. Coming off of a seriously rough year for the Destiny community, Beyond Light had some really high expectations, and this being paired with next-gen consoles arriving at the same time led to the expectations of this DLC shooting through the roof. If Bungie has a reputation for something in Destiny, it's throwing a Hail Mary and saving the game from going down a bad path when absolutely needed. So Beyond Light released, and it was split with thoughts. So many people had an issue with paying $40 for the DLC, and so many were not satisfied with the loot on day 1.
I guarantee you that was posted on like the first 2 hours
content on Europa. Bungie uses a method to content called drip feed. This means that week to week we get a drip of content to feed ourselves. There's good and bad here. The good is that if the content warrants this method and it's a great week of content, then players feel treated well. It's there to service a potential massive content drought that Destiny 1 had with the Taken King and Rise of Iron.
Open
now,
up,
the
chat, it's your
problem
turn.
with drip feed is that if the feed isn't great, then the drip
those
is
fucking
not
hamster
enough
bottles,
for
dude.
that week. The reason I went through the explanation of that is because that was the reason most players went one of two ways, but nothing is final on a DLC until the raid comes out. The raid is, in my
That's me.
opinion, usually the make it or break it moment on thoughts for a DLC. Forsaken is praised for being an amazing DLC in every way,
Drip.
but would Forsaken have been the same if Last Wish was not as crazy of an experience? I'll leave that to you to decide in the comments. Anyways, 11 days after the DLC, over 2 million players logged on to Destiny 2, with over 1.6 million players attempting the long sought after Deepstone Crypt raid.
That's pretty nuts.
The birthplace of Exos and one of the most talked about but never seen places in Destiny history.
Wait, is that right? I thought it was
Places where
200,000
characters
people,
were
not
born, like
200,000
Cade 6,
teams.
801,
That doesn't seem right.
Banshee, we'll get to him later, 44, and of course, the Exo
I think he's got the math backwards,
So
possibly.
now that that is all out of the way, let's see how day
Was it really
one
that many teams?
went down.
Seriously? That's fucking
Going
crazy.
in.
Ow.
Here, right here, middle. What is going on?
You better be dead this time, fucker.
Let's go.
That's it!
Bro, if we didn't choke that final
Welcome
stand,
to the Deepstone
we
Crypt,
could have had it, man.
a raid with contest modifier on to keep players 20 levels under each encounter. This one would start in a place familiar to players, the Eventide Ruins, and this did the Destiny classic that I love, where the raid is naturally a part of the world in-game. Some players would notice earlier in the week that these normally arc-shielded captains were actually void captains, and that this bunker door had to be important in some way. On day one, I figured this door would take us straight to the underground crypt, and oh boy, was I so wrong. Not only was this door not taking us to the crypt, we had to step into the decontamination room like something out of BioShock to enter the
1.6 million
next
people.
area.
That's pretty fucking crazy,
This
dude. I know a
area
lot
is
of that
what I
probably
will
has to
just
do with
call
the
the
pandemic,
storm.
but
Bubbles for sheltered from the storm buff, sparrows to go forward, and almost no sight for you and your teammates. Remember when I said in the first impressions video that I wanted the storm on Europa to factor in more than just pushing my sparrow?
this beginning is really cool.
Yeah, this is what I meant. Only lights barely visible were your guidance, and it was easy to fall off and get lost in the storm. If you were frostbitten to times 10, you would also die. So on day one for those racing, this actually had an impact since it was extremely close the whole way through this area and some upcoming areas. Teams would finish this encounter at the 2 brigs near the end in around 10 to 20 minutes on average, but they definitely would miss the chest to the right. This encounter
Nobody cares
reminds
about
me
the
a
chest,
lot
the
of the
world's first.
opening to Crota combined with the Scourge of the Past Sparrow section. It's honestly very, very good, and once through the icy tundra, it was actually time to enter the crypt.
Oh yeah, glitching into the raid before it's released. Omega lol. I don't understand. That's so annoying.
Welcome to the Deepstone Crypt, the birthplace of Exos, the place long spoken about, and one of the cleanest, most appealing aesthetic places ever in a video game. Racers were concerned with finding the right path as soon as possible, and when reaching the room, the only thing known to them was a red symbol of a person. This buff is one that you're going to have to get familiar with, known as Operator. And the fast way to explain this is that there's 3 consoles to pass this buff through. One on
Yep.
the light side of
Great
the room,
tutorial.
one on the dark, and one down below. This buff had to be picked up to start the encounter, and players would soon find out that this was a bit more complex
Changed
than your
naming game
ordinary
of
raid
stream.
encounter. For those unaware, this encounter almost works like leading a blind person
Wait,
through.
1 through 10?
One player grabs the operator or red buff and goes underneath to find 4 out of the
Hold
10
on.
total panels to
Hold on.
shoot. If they fail to shoot the correct 4, or if they run out of time, they burn to death. The person leading them through looks through the glass on the floor to see the correct panels. Problem is that one side is cut off from the other, so you need to pass the scanner to the other side for them to read as well. After all 4 panels are shot, it's time to do damage to the fuses of the crypt. You needed to toss scanner down there and operator up top. This will allow the player at the bottom to read which fuses to shoot for the other 5 up top.
Yeah,
On day
interesting.
1, this actually
Clearly a
lost
cap
lot
gamer.
of teams
Oh my
a ton
God.
of times since taking too long caused a wipe. Shooting the wrong one on DPS caused a wipe, and generally figuring out these mechanics took a pretty long time too. After anywhere between 40 minutes to 2 hours, teams beat this encounter and raced through. One thing you can note here is teams not caring about the loot a ton and just zooming through. Remember, this
Does
is a
Dado
race to
always
world
use
first,
no cam
not
when
for
he
god
streams
rules on
these?
weapons and armor, so that can always come later. Once through, some revelations were discovered and our first real boss fight was on its way.
Interesting.
More door this way.
There's a
Is this
guy.
the
Alright,
Batcave,
this is Vlad.
dude?
There's a dude right there. It's
Vlad's sitting here taking
okay.
in the scenery. Get your ass over there, bro.
Right
here.
For the YouTube vid? Gotcha. I mean, I don't think
You may be
YouTube cares
confused
either
by the
way.
Statue, and you wouldn't be alone. More on that statue later into the video, but for now, racers were
And
hit
10
with
minute
an
delay.
amazing intro to
Interesting.
the encounter.
Oh my god, that boss looks sick.
Is Taniks here? Oh shit. He's coming.
What's up, DT?
Oh, is this the Exorcist? What the?
Atrax 1. Taniks being freed
Vlad was
by
using
the
a hand
fallen
cannon.
that Aramis told to prepare the body.
Atrax. Critus and I can handle this. Return to the crypt and prepare the body.
Alright, we need a new 6 chat. Who wants in on the next one?
Taniks, who also showed up in one of the Aramis cutscenes, didn't seem like Taniks so far though. He may have looked the same, but man oh man,
Bro.
Taniks was pissed, punching the glass and crawling up the ceiling like some sort of spider. Atrax, however, one of the coolest, if not the coolest raid boss I have ever seen in Destiny, was on the plate for this one. Fun fact, the Mask of Bakris, the exotic hunter helmet,
Bakris?
is Atrax's face. Yeah, that lore
Ew.
is creepy as hell, but let's talk about the fight, because, dude, when I say this is how you
What?
do a boss fight, I mean it.
Okay, that's how you start the encounter. Good to know.
Let me know.
Just look for things.
So we can actually make it to the extinction protocol activate.
Operator away.
Sentinel right side, two Sentinel right side.
Do we have any idea where any of the buffs are, like scanner, operator,
I'm
anything?
looking.
Why?
There's pods.
I'm going to space. I'm in space.
What?
I'm in space.
Oh my god! Where is T-Rex?
Where I told you I'm in space. How is this not clear?
Yeah, we left Europa for this one.
America!
We're leaving.
Space race!
Wait, no, we're not. Wait, are we?
That's actually the coolest fucking thing ever, dude.
We left Europa. We left Europa. In one of the biggest raid plot twists, we shot into outer space and onto a space station. Day 1 raiders couldn't even keep their cool here. It was that special of a moment and took me right back to the Halo days of Bungie, with a boss fight that was either your most hated on day 1 or your favorite on day 1. Which one was this fight for you? For me, this is my favorite encounter on day 1, with mechanics to fit the
It's
special
actually
feeling.
unique mechanics, dude.
So, if
Crazy.
the last encounter was like leading a blind person place to place, This was like having a traffic guard directing players through, with 2 others being constant eyes for the team to do damage. 3
What?
players went to space.
What?
And 3 players stood down low. All 6 players were responsible for 1 servitor, and
What
on the
did he
space
just say?
side, 1 ad held scanner
Is
buff
Evan
for someone to
smoking?
be the eyes in space. Now, you may have also
G-subs?
noticed that there's a bunch of
Like,
Atraxes.
what?
Actually, Bungie made the ultimate dad joke and put 8 Atraxes. Not joking, just a really bad joke. Once both sides have killed their servitors and the scanner has been grabbed, damage starts up top and the
I'm
eyes of the
unsubbing.
team calls out the right one to hit for a small amount of damage. Scanner must then be passed down to bottom and operator must be passed up top. Atrax will drop a replication of himself on the ground for someone to pick up.
Evan.
At the time, many
Evan.
teams went through this thinking the buff had something to do with damage or starting a damage phase and didn't think that the stun mechanic was the damage phase. Matter of fact,
The dad
this
jokes are
whole
so
fight
bad.
is one long damage phase, almost reminiscent of Riven if you did that the intended way. On day 1, not
What's,
only did the
fucking
health
2 people?
almost not move
Got it.
on Atrax, but it regened, which is intended and not intended. Let me explain. In Destiny 2,
Right.
there is a bug that if you pump out too much damage too quickly, it causes a boss to heal. A lot of hardcore players know this one all too well.
You
But I
check
would say
servers, by the
most
way.
players were exposed to this on day 1, and I hope that this is the reason it gets fixed.
I didn't even know
because,
he had a
man, is
crit,
it
dude.
annoying. But it's more of a server side bug, so I don't know how fast it'll get patched. Either way, the boss's healing is also intentional, but only a tiny bit. So we all thought we were missing something here and needed to do something else. Was it going to be damage with the replication on a player? Was it going to be to use operator and bank all 3 into the same door? Was it 3 separate doors? Nope. None of them. The order of operations were damage, pass scanner down to the bottom and operator up top, keep operator up top and shoot the buff into space off a player that picks it up. Just don't let that person be the operator, or if it is, use ricochet rounds and shoot it off your own head. Someone from down low picks it up and comes to the top to be cleansed, and it's a rinse and repeat. This is an absolute endurance fight, and I would say this was the big check
Evan,
for day 1
we gotta
teams
talk about the
racing,
dad jokes,
as
bud.
stories of my team spent 12 hours at Atrax but didn't beat it came out all over the place.
Yep, better luck
Yeah,
next time.
this fight was not easy on day 1, not even close to it. This took top
Can't wait for
teams
Lament in the
racing
next
over
raid, dude.
2 hours, and while yes, it has to do with not understanding the mechanics, it was also because of the longevity of the fight and final stand.
I don't wanna talk about
Left,
it.
the one from last time at the very end. Left, close.
Dude, where are they? Where are they? Oh, bottom right, all the way under here,
This cost us the race. We lost an hour here.
I was right.
No.
I just hate feeling final stand, dude.
Middle.
No, why? Why? We had plenty of time, dude. No,
The rushing.
we definitely did.
The rushing,
Yeah,
that's
it
what
may seem
happens.
Like I'm being a dick to my teammate on a run that was a wipe at final stand, but trust me, that's just day 1 competitive race talking.
Yep.
And let's be real, that was pretty funny. Yeah. Final
Evan, I
stand.
could see the
All
mauled,
8
dude.
Atraxes went
me
to the
too,
top,
dude.
and operator had to keep buff off their teammate while you found the correct one multiple times, while still dealing damage with the health bug of Atrax.
I was bald,
Absolute
bro.
chaos. But damn, man, I love this encounter.
This encounter's super cool, but now that you
killed
can
my server, dude.
go to the next room and kill the guy by yourself, it's like, okay. Putting the boss in bounds in another area, okay.
This one on me.
There.
Wer hat den Scanner gerade?
Luki,
muss gucken. Luki muss gucken.
ich hab den Scanner. Du musst
I don't know how
wegschießen,
people
du
did this without a
So
sword,
unique in
to be
Destiny.
honest.
Shooting off into space,
Like,
the
you're
little
just making it
details
10
like the
times more hard
airlocks
on yourself.
Actually vacuuming the buffs into space, everything was just fantastic in my opinion. One team was in the lead here, to my knowledge. A German team that placed 4th in Garden of Salvation's world's first race was about 20 to 40 minutes ahead of everyone else. Where most teams in the lead were done with Atrax in around 3 hours and 40 minutes into the raid, this team was done in about 3 hours. So that was Atrax 1, a chaotic and stressful endurance boxing match of a fight. And
Yo,
one that I
Horizon,
don't
thanks
think
for half
we'll
a year,
ever
baby.
Forget about on the day one
Did I
experience
open the
alone.
cards? Which ones?
Our next area was not Atrax Chaos at all.
My team did it with Xeno in
Actually,
6 hours.
This was the rest that
ammo, though,
players
bro.
needed, and I'll just shut up for this one and let you listen for
Chat,
yourself.
shut the fuck up. Shh.
Don't forget to use your Twitch prompts for a free sub on your favorite streamer, even if it's not me.
Deep Stone Lullaby, man. One of, if not the best
That's really weird.
songs Destiny
must have added
has
that to the
ever
song
produced
recently.
in the perfect setting for it. With a voice breaking down that the Deep Stone Crypt is also the so-called Fountain of Youth, or the Fontaine du Chevance, I think that's how you say it. Please, French community, do not roast me.
Fontaine
To Clovis Bray,
du
and that we
Jouvence.
aren't welcomed into the space station.
Yeah, Grim. Not the jungle box. I had one pack in Bloods today.
That we will face godlike judgment, and that it will be extended eternally.
Now face godlike judgment. May it extend eternally.
I want to stress how great of an experience this area is, especially that first time.
Yo, thanks,
Not
Purple.
knowing
Welcome
where
back
to
for
go
half
in
a year, brother.
space, just having that downtime before your next encounter. Almost like the fountains in Black Garden for the Garden of Salvation after
Bro, how did
Harpy
you,
encounter.
like, not cry
There's
before
a
the
chest
next
and
encounter,
more
dude?
audio logs, but teams
You
on
just
day
beat a
one
hard
were
boss,
going
and
as
then it was like,
fast as
okay,
possible
let's
finding
cry a
the
little bit,
route.
get it out.
Once the
and
sites
then
were taken
encounter.
in, the next encounter was absolute insanity. To my knowledge, not only was Ethereal Clan ahead, but the next closest
Frank.
team would be Slayerage and Ascend Team 2, still decently far behind, with the other 7 teams in the final race catching up to them. Were
Risk
still
Runner
all
was
dealing
actually
with
probably
Atrax.
a really fucking good idea here that I missed
Ethereal
out
zoomed
on.
through these hallways, missed another audio log, and just flew straight into the chaos that was the Rapture.
Yo, Brandon, thank you very much for the 5 gifteds, dude. Welcome, boys.
Alright, it's close right and left. Close right and left.
Psycho, thanks
This
for the 2
encounter
months, my
can
man.
only be described as a perfect non-boss encounter to me. You still have the scanner from
This
the
raid
previous
is phenomenal.
fights,
It
the
really
Operator
is.
2,
Just needs
but
a hard
this
mode.
time a blue buff
That's
called
all it's
Suppressor
missing.
was on the field. Oh, and after a beep,
Such a missed opportunity.
bombs started to spawn. The goal here was simple.
dropped.
Use your eyes to know where the bombs can be dunked, use the operator to shoot a panel that stops an extra bomb from spawning, and use Suppressor to stand underneath these beach balls and shoot Taniks to stun him, opening the deposit stations to be dunked. Do this 6 times, and that's about it. The real issue on day 1 was after every time neutralizing the reactors, one person had to lose their buff and swap it to a teammate. So organizing this was not only a bit of a struggle, but learning a new role on the fly was going to prove difficult. I would say this encounter served as
pretty
more
simple,
of a set piece encounter, especially if you were watching the background at all, but some teams thought this meant they were wiping, while other teams pieced together that that was intended what was going on.
Well, if you listen to
And
the
with next two
dialogue, it's like
closest teams in the race,
nuclear
Ascend,
descent,
the
blah, blah,
clan that
blah.
won Garden of Salvation's World's First, featuring Slayerage and Luminous, a team of very good speedrunners and challenge players, not even done with Atrax yet. This was all but
Bro, like
free
the
real
general
estate
rule of
to
thumb is if
advance
you're
with
not dead,
Ethereal.
you're doing something
Now,
right.
for you to prevent Europa from blowing up entirely.
Okay.
Okay,
Pay attention. Pay attention.
Oh, we just fell to the ground?
Yes, you're gonna have to book it somewhere. Yeah, book
In the
it
middle.
down
Go
there.
down. Go down in the middle.
Just fell down.
We did it!
Go, 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 go. Go.
Oh, shit.
It's still darkness. Run, run, run.
I'm running.
Stop picking.
Last clear now.
Dude, Psycho with the 5 gifted as
I
well,
love
bro.
this
Thank you, man.
encounter.
Holy shit.
It's chaotic, makes great use of the new mechanics introduced to the raid, and has some serious story significance, as you just found out. It's not just the story either, it's the small details too, like the blast shields coming over the windows, then being blown off, and the ship actually moving
I didn't
closer
notice
to
that.
Europa in the process. It's the touch of Clovis calling us a little rat. That's messed up. And saying we left the crypt defenseless, so now anything can go
Bro, I
there,
swear to God,
making
he
me
still
think
sounds like
something
that
else
dude
will
from
go on
Silence
there.
of the Lambs, the
hallway's
fucking
blowing up as
whatever
the
that guy's
music hits
name
the
is.
apex, and the screen glowing white as the whole space station crashes down onto Europa. Story-wise, Team Ethereal was the first to the wreck, but definitely
Hannibal
wasn't
Lecter.
the
Yeah,
last.
sounds
In the
exactly
brief
like
window
him,
that Ethereal
but like
finished
robot.
this encounter, other teams had passed Atrax and were on the previous encounter, only 1 or 2 steps away.
Oh, he's behind me.
Oh, we should run.
Run!
Still darkness.
Uh-oh. I'm putting down a rift.
We're going somewhere.
It's happening.
I just
Thank you
popped
for the
the well,
well,
dude.
dude.
What is happening?
Just plop the well, dude. We're good.
Seizure.
I assumed we just crashed.
We just hit the ground, dude. Oh my f***ing god, this raid is
You got the hand
insane,
cannon first
Bungie.
try?
Oh my
Bro.
god, dude, this is amazing. Yo, we're in the snowstorm that we started in. If you haven't noticed,
Noticed
though,
that immediately.
we are
I didn't-
now
I
in the
didn't
same
notice
place
that.
the raid started, the entrance of the Deepstone Crypt. But this time, it's different. Debris
Your rider.
everywhere.
Thanks for the
Pieces
4
of
months,
the
baby. Welcome
orbital
back.
station now make up the
What
arena
YouTuber is this?
and the
This
background
is
set pieces.
Evanf1997.
Only a piece of rubble was in Ethereal's way, and this piece just did not go down easy. Meet Taniks, the Abomination.
Alright, here we go.
Taniks.
There's something red there.
Alright, well, Taniks, as Varric says,
Taniks has no house. He kneels before no banner, owes allegiance to no kill. He is a murderer, and very good at what he does.
#1 rival to Aramis, and the only fallen that is more machine than fallen, has become an absolute abomination by flying in on Saber 2 from Destiny 1.
Now Taniks.
Team Ethereal would reach this point in less than 4 hours and was on real great pace to take worlds first. If Atrax was an endurance fight, Taniks was in direct contrast as a damage check for contest mode. The time is now 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, and only 2 teams are really neck and neck with each other. Ascend Team 2, featuring Slayerage, and Ethereal were neck and neck, with Ethereal reaching Taniks first. Both teams would seriously struggle here and allow a massive window of opportunity to catch up because of multiple factors. Like I said, Taniks was a tank, literally and figuratively. Running Divinity was not only going to be a huge help here, but massively important to deal with Taniks.
What did the world's
Side
first
note,
team
I
use?
don't know why Taniks is on a big shank, even though there was literally no big shanks in the entire raid.
Like
I don't
loadout
know.
wise, I don't
Maybe
even
he
know.
found one in storage or something. 9 teams
he?
made it
Is
to
he
the
hot
final
swap? Yeah,
boss and
doesn't
were
surprise me.
fighting neck and neck at the end because DPS kept causing wipes for the teams that were ahead. Some, but
What
I'm not
energy
sure
sniper,
all
though,
of the
is the
teams which
question.
caught up were Luminous, Tier 1, Garrison, Last Rites, My Clan, obtained Team 1, and Math Class, with some folks that weren't streaming their POV as well in that top 10. Let me break down Taniks' fight really quickly on day 1. Taniks required teams to break up into pairs of 2, with
IQ
one
oh,
team
the
having
I
a
always forget
scanner
about the
buff on their
IQ
side,
one. God
one with
damn it.
Operator and one with Suppressor.
That's right.
Scanner would look for the deposit stations like the last encounter, but this time there were 6 instead of 4, and they were spread out.
Not
After
redeemed,
clearing
bro.
tanky
We could have
captains
been
and some
close
vandals,
if
grabbing
we
the
didn't.
buffs
We
on
lost
each
an
side,
hour and
Taniks
8
would
minutes
go
on
to one of the
Atrax. I
sides
went
and
back and
start a
looked.
vulnerability phase
We got the
where you
final
could shoot
stand.
a couple of his pods,
Wipes.
which in turn
Flesh shot
dropped
the
the
wrong
nukes
guy,
from the
which
previous
wipes are
encounter
fine, but it
too.
was like we couldn't
Once
get it
2
together
nukes
after
were
that.
grabbed, The operator had to break you from the
By the time we
detainment
beat
bubble,
it, we cleared the
while
next encounter
suppressor
so
waited for the
fucking
second
fast.
detainment before stunning
By that point, it
Taniks.
was too late though.
Dunk the balls in the stations and
It would have been very close, ideally.
Then do it again to go to DPS.
If we had gotten there
DPS
when we
was
got to final stand the
odd.
first time.
Jumping through debris and not trying to get hit. Roast.
It's really hard
Taniks.
not to think about,
Lots
to be
of
honest,
teams
but
lost here because of a
it is what
couple
it is,
of
man.
reasons.
GG's to the boys who
Not
won.
only was Taniks one of the tankiest
Yeah, we
bosses
fucking
ever
destroyed
made,
the Rapture.
and Divinity was necessary, actually so necessary, but teams didn't really use Divinity as much as they could have and suffered as a result. Divinity works by creating a crit spot on the boss's hitbox.
Tribute
But for
Hall, I
most
remember that
bosses in
thing.
the game, it does not trap their actual
You guys remember when we
crit
could
spot.
test stuff?
So instead, Divinity applies the debuff to the boss's body, but not headshot. So for example, if you shoot the Divinity bubble on a boss's body that is trapped, but not their
Can't get every
actual
win.
crit
I know.
spot,
But think about it from our
99.9%
perspective, dude.
of
Like,
bosses will actually
there's
be
always a
hit
lot of pressure
harder
for us to
by
win,
shooting their head,
and
making the
when you get to
Divinity
final
bubble
stand,
less
just
optimal
choking
to
a final
even be
stand is the
shooting,
worst fucking
thus
feeling
maybe
ever. It really
requiring
is.
something like Tractor Cannon, where you can shoot it, apply the debuff.
I'm not mad that we
and have
lost, I'm just mad that we
everybody
wiped
shooting the
them.
head. Taniks
That's it.
did not work like this though, and the bubble worked by going underneath his body and still doing as much as a headshot. My clan obtained team 1, finished lower than they may have here because of this. They made a quick swap over to Tractor Cannon, and that cost them a ton of spots. But just something interesting to know with Divinity.
Bubbles underneath him.
It's immune. My bubble's
Get
gone.
back in.
I died.
Get back in.
God damn it! I died to debris.
Yeah, div bubble's right underneath him, peeps. Don't shoot at him. Shoot at the div bubble.
No, don't shoot the div bubble.
No, don't shoot
the
the
div
div
bubble is immune. The div bubble is immune.
No, shoot
Why the
him. The debuff is back.
Another Divinity bug also
What?
happens, and that has to do with
What?
the charge with light mod, high energy fire. Some teams
Boogie,
ran
thank
this
you for the
mod
prime.
for 15% extra damage for general ad clear, but for some reason on Taniks, anyone in your fire team who runs this mod will cause the Divinity bubble to hit for about 20k less per shot. The reason I bring
That's
all of that
fucked.
up is because Taniks was the DPS check for teams. So missing out because of Divinity and high energy fire antics actually had a bigger role in deciding day 1 than you would typically think. Back to the fight, however. Most teams decided to run Izanagi's Burden with a grenade launcher heavy because of quick draw hot swapping. This is when you sprint while also hot swapping weapons and time your Izzy reload with your grenade launcher to allow the game to catch up to it. If that made no sense, just watch how much faster you can pump out damage this way. Unfortunately, or unless you had hunters with Celestial Nighthawk, you were still, after
Okay.
3 damage phases, probably not going to have enough damage for one last thing. Final stand.
Come on, boys.
Okay, final.
Go, go, go! Damage, damage, damage! In the middle, damage!
I was
damage,
Divinity,
damage, in the
bitch.
middle, I got Divinity!
With so many of these teams getting there and failing due to DPS, Taniks teleports to sides of the room with the goal to wipe your team after only a few teleports. Most teams didn't have the ammo ready to go for this phase and wiped accordingly.
Oh no.
Are you
Ammo,
kidding?
bro. I don't have ammo.
So close, man.
One team, however, thought ahead of this. When I asked them after the fact, they told me that, quote, "We heard that damage was really tight, and instead of looking at other teams and seeing what they were doing, we went straight into what we knew in terms of damage and did a quick run to test a few different weapons before deciding on double snipers. After we realized that we can use Divinity with double snipers for better DPS, I was pretty sure we had an advantage over the other competing teams. Our mentality was, we gotta bake this dude, whereas other groups tried to be rather conservative with their heavy ammo. The winning team went into this with double snipers and falling guillotine as their heavy to deal with captains and general ad clear.
Interesting.
You need to sacrifice 1 or 2 of your team's supers to make special finishers too, so you had enough ammo for final stand.
Well, when you're running
With
6
the
fucking
race
wells,
neck
who
and
cares,
neck and
dude?
teams getting 20 minutes per run just to get to final stand and wipe, one team had the stars align.
Dan.
Get ready. Get ready.
Where are the ads? Go, yeah, go over to the left.
Right here.
Okay, he's up.
I can do 2.
Heavy.
Gonna do 1, you said?
I missed you.
2. Gonna heal rift.
Oh, you can tell how nervous he is in his voice, dude. That's funny.
Bubble.
The nerves, dude. You can't let him get to you.
Watch out for that. Drop the shit. Where we going? Left. I mean, 1.
Okay, get it on him.
Nice, Nova.
Ah, fuck.
Rhythm.
Just DPS.
Div crit. DPS. Fucking DPS. Kill him.
Now we can
Oh
do it.
my
We can
god,
do it.
one
We can do it.
shot, dude.
He's
That was like the last one, right?
Let's fucking please.
oh my god. Really proud of you guys. That's alright.
Dude, they need to go back to doing
Did you get
the
shit?
guaranteed
Oh, we
exotic.
did. Okay.
Go to orbit,
Donate
bro. What are
mission
you waiting
complete,
for?
Okay, go battle. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Bro,
sorry.
listen to his voice,
Holy
dude. I
shit.
love it. Dude, that's rule number 1. When you finish, go the
No,
fuck
we've
to
just got
orbit,
it.
man. He sounds like he's almost in tears, dude. I love it. GG's, man.
Team Luminous, some of the best speedrunners in Destiny, proved themselves on the grandest stage possible.
I think this
They
is like one of the
secured
only
world's
times
first
I've ever
victory
seen like
in
a
time of
more
5
speedrun meta
hours,
loadout
29
work
minutes
in
and
a
10
world's first
seconds.
race.
With second place
It's usually
only
you just wanna play
11 minutes
consistent,
behind
but
them, or in terms of this
interesting
fight,
change of pace.
only a run behind them. This race was that close, with
GGs,
third
man.
place only being 3 minutes behind second and fourth a minute behind third. Aoterra, Clawtivity, Flux, Soto Solace, Shenzi, and Siege Dancers pulled this one together, and with some of their answers, it's amazing how they pulled this one off. According to Aoterra, our team hadn't played together in a 6 ever, along with Flux and Shinzi meeting for the first time. Also,
That sounds like our
Flux
fucking
had to
team
leave to
chat.
infuse
Play
Xenophage
once
during
a
the
year
race,
together, dude.
since he mistaked Heir Apparent for Xeno. So, yeah,
Everyone is
he was
upset
ready
that
for the
Luminous
race.
won. Well, everybody
The
just wants
team's
their
main
favorite
strategy
content
was to
creators
gather
win,
a
dude.
ton of special
I
ammo
like when
finishers
new
and for them
teams
to
win.
crack out with it. Claw saved as much ammo as
Makes it
possible,
more exciting, you know?
while the rest of the team sorted through the mechanics and prepped for damage. They didn't think they had a shot here, with Ethereal and Ascend Team 2 being at the final boss way faster, but
the
they
end of
did
the day,
have the right plan
as long as
and
there's no,
ended in
like,
first place, with Ethereal
cheating or
landing
anything
in
involved,
19th
dude. Who
place.
cares who wins,
Like
dude?
I said,
GGs.
the race was that close.
GGs, man.
Congrats to Luminous
That shit
on
is a
pulling this
fucking
one
achievement
off
and a half.
once again. As for my clan, this was our first world's first race as a clan ever, and I could not be more proud of my team coming in 36th and our other team, which was at the boss first, placing 56th. Definitely lots to improve, but this was a victory in my eyes. Now, after the race had been beaten, Luminous unlocked for us
Says the
one
fucking
final
quote glitcher.
cutscene.
Sooner or later, we must all face the consequences of our struggle for power. For Aramis, the deep stone crypt provided another grasp at darkness. But firm it was not. Their loss is our gain. For the
I totally
deepest
thought-
secrets of Europa are now within our grasp.
Cloud Strike was now ready to be grabbed. Eclipse zones from debris raining down after we crashed the
I
station.
mean, it's
were
kind of like
spread
Last
out.
Wish, but
The final aspect ready to be picked up,
Nothing will
and a
be
whole
like
new area
the
with a
post-Last
familiar
Wish, dude.
voice to the raid was ready to be met.
Naboo, thank you for the 2 months, baby. Thanks for watching, dude.
Excuse me.
The deep stone crypt has stood for centuries without intervention.
Hey, f you, Clovis.
Destroy it all in one fell swoop.
This is the same AI that spoke to us in the crypt and tried to kill us.
This is still early on, and I'm sure there will be even more over time unlocked by the raid, but for now, the Lament quest was also ready to be started, and from talking to Clovis Bray. Yes, the giant head. That is Clovis Bray's consciousness.
The head of wisdom.
The man responsible for the Deepstone Crypt, Exos, Rasputin, Siva, and way more has been reduced to this big head now. Well, that is unless you know, knew his
nice, real.
actual exo body, which is Banshee
Shitty sword.
44 in the tower. Yeah, go read it for yourself. Bungie really pulled a Westworld on us. Either way, we need to get back in the raid and talk about some stuff, because while that was day one and it was cool and all, we got to talk about what most of the players care about the most in Destiny. That
boy, here we
feeling
go.
of challenge. No.
Whoa,
It's the loot.
whoa.
The
Evan,
loot in this raid
Evan,
is
you're gonna get us all banned.
absolutely fantastic. This raid has done what I had been hoping a Destiny raid would do for a long time now, and included intrinsic perks that I can only hope stay in the raid.
Whoa!
They're not broken
Slow down,
good.
dude. My
They're
brain
just
can't
a bit
comprehend
of a
this.
step up from the rest, with reconstruction filling ammo from reserves and thin air, overflow in the magazine to double the mag. Also, recombination, which allows for elemental final blows to do more damage for your kinetic weapons next shot. Combine this with a wide array of weapons and farmable loot, and you have a recipe for the next step of
Listen!
Destiny raids.
This
The
close.
gear to me also looks tremendous and fits the theme of what the raid should be about, making all your characters look like futuristic robots. It reminds me of a Destiny 1 raid more than a Destiny 2 raid for these reasons, fully giving meaning and desire to grind the raid to get the best loot possible and look good while you do it. Speaking of loot, the raid exotic,
Hard
which I was
mode.
lucky enough to get
What?
already, is called Eyes of Tomorrow. And it's like if the Wardcliff Coil, Deathbringer, and Gallahorn all had a baby.
A big old
Tracking onto
fucking
6
rocket
targets
orgy.
separately and blowing them up. With the damage boost too, it can do a ton of damage, making it a must-have as well. So that's basically your loot without getting too far into it. But I want to stress again how much this system makes the raid more valuable. This will be farmed by myself and many others for a long time to
dim
come.
right now.
Now that
Elemental
we've
shit
discussed the loot
sparking
a bit,
off every
it's
click.
just important we talk about, in
What the fuck
layman's
does
terms,
dim have to do with anything,
what
dude?
the
Come on.
hell just happened? We went into the Deepstone Crypt, broke the security system fuses, found
Yep.
that Clovis has been using darkness to make exos, found Atrax bringing Taniks back to life, went to space, prevented Taniks from blowing up Europa by crashing the space station down into Europa, and had one final duel with an old enemy. If that isn't badass, I don't really know what is. I think raids having story significance is also the next step for Destiny, and I hope they continue
next
to
raid
go
boss
down this
better not be a
route.
fucking reskin,
Instead
though,
of doing
otherwise
the
I'm gonna be
whole,
mad.
it's disconnected from everything else. Hard mode? Hard
Raid
mode!
bosses are-
Nah. Contest, which actually came with a lot of controversy this year, and I will save my thoughts for that on a follow-up video to this one because Reddit went wild on that topic. The short version of my criticism with the raid and difficulty is that it was a fantastic day one experience that I wish stayed difficult, or at least had an option to keep it difficult for extra rewards. This one because Reddit went wild.
Don't even get me started. Please don't listen to the streamers for the next raid. Giving us 10 days to prepare and putting it on a weekend was probably one of the best decisions in terms of day one experiences. For once, I was able to participate not due to it being a weekday. Even though I wasn't able to beat it on day one, it was still an experience and to have fun with it. It seems like a lot more people are able to have fun as well as Deep Stone Crypt as day one raids. Please consider doing this more often. I'm sorry. Either I'm really dumb or I live on another planet, but I'm pretty sure Garden was on a Friday. Was it not a Friday or a Saturday? Second of all, what fucking streamer said not to do it on a Saturday? I want to see one clip of any fucking Ronald saying, I can't do it on a Saturday because I'm a streamer. Saturday is perfectly fine. More people that participate, the better. This is the most fucking egotistical bullshit post I've ever seen on this goddamn Reddit thread. Literally the most dumb fucking statement targeted towards streamers who never said anything about, oh, we don't like it on a Saturday. I got featured in a follow plays video. That's cool, I guess. I wasn't trying to attack all streamers as having a hive mind and realized that this post might have been in the heat of the moment. For that, I apologize. Well, nobody else seems to fucking care. You got 21.8 thousand people who just like to target streamers because they like to stick their thumb up their ass all day, even though nobody was ever trying to exclude you from raids. You can blame Bungie. Streamers don't fucking pick when this shit happens. I swear to God, Reddit thinks streamers have way more power about this shit than they do. This blows my mind that, like, this shit actually gets replied to. This blows my mind.
On that topic, the short version of my criticism with the raid and difficulty is that it was a fantastic day one experience that I wish stayed difficult, or at least had an option to keep it difficult for extra rewards. I think that this raid nails it in every other category except the difficulty past day one. I think this is the first raid I've played since Wrath of the Machine or Last Wish where I can happily say I enjoyed every single encounter. But this one might be the only one I can say that no encounter is significantly better than the other. They all feel different enough, even though they utilize.
I don't think he was trying to directly
mechanics.
target streamers. Might have heard some false info
hard mode in
about
the
a streamer
future,
that said
and
something.
Bungie shows us
It was in
more
big,
of the
bold,
actual Crypt.
fat fucking
I
letters
love
in the
space
title.
Station, but I can only
When you
imagine
make
what
your
the
title
Deepstone
of a
Crypt
Reddit
would
thread,
have fully felt.
if you make any, literally, I'm about to make a Reddit burner account. You go on Reddit and you make any title that targets streamers and said they did something wrong or something. It doesn't even have to do with them. I could go on there and say Destiny streamers fucking suck and ruin the game, and then just post a picture of my dog. That shit would get 7 million upvotes. If you want to farm karma, that's how you do it, dude. It is so fucking sad.
Like seeing lines of exos being made.
More squad. Thanks for half a year, baby. Welcome back. Stormlink, thank you for the 8 months.
Not liking
You guys
that
are
Taniks
epic.
is the
Love
final
you.
boss, and I would have to personally disagree. I think I like seeing a familiar face for once, and I like that the game dropped little teases that he would be the final boss, with the cutscene showing him, the lore talking about him, and if you had a good ear for it, you can hear his music from Destiny 1 when you first enter the raid, just slightly.
Ronalds. Yo, Frank, thanks for 31, baby! Frank, I'm actually gonna kiss you on the lips. Alright, I'll turn the alerts back on. I kinda wanna do that just for a science experiment. Like a thread just targeting streamers for whatever reason, see how much karma it gets.
The only thing I could have hoped for with Taniks was that they made him more of an abomination and less of a shank. Like, this dude is crazy enough to punch glass and climb up the ceiling. Show him ripping his own mechanical arms off and trying to beat us with them or something, instead of Dr. Eggman flying in on a Walmart scooter. One of the cool things this raid does, which Destiny hasn't done in a while, is allow optional mechanics to speed up the fight for more experienced players. For example, in the first room, you can just walk Scanner through the doors. It's actually a triumph, but it's honestly easier.
Yo,
In the
Bonsai,
second
thanks for the
encounter,
5, baby.
just use the lament. Pfft, easy. The third encounter you can't really speed up, but the final encounter is awesome because you can break all 4 of Taniks' pods and dunk all of the balls as long as it's not in the station that Taniks is at. not even requiring you to have scanner at all. This will start DPS immediately, and Bungie even thought ahead and gave you an extra DPS phase for your thinking on this. So it's amazing. It reminds me a lot of Axis in Wrath of the Machine with supercharged Guardians. I really like
who
that.
the fuck is using
Overall,
Gallivorn
though,
on Axis? Come
this
on.
one I think ranks in my top 3. Right up there with the big boys, Last Wish and Wrath of the Machine.
Yep.
But where does
This-
Deepstone Crypt rank for you
Bro,
among
this raid
Destiny
is actually,
raids?
it's
Let
excellent.
me know in the
It
comments.
is a really good
For the
raid.
5 people still
It's just the
watching to this point in the
difficulty, dude.
video,
Everything
thank you
is
so much
perfect.
for
The
being here,
encounters,
as this was one
the
of,
loot,
if not the biggest
loot
projects I have
system.
ever done. This took a
It's
lot
just
of community help
the
to put together,
atmosphere,
and I actually want to
music,
thank everyone that sent
amazing.
me clips, whether I got to use them or not.
Just no
thank
difficulty
you.
to it after
I
you're
am,
overleveled.
however, going to be working with Nogi-san again at getting another design. That merch will be going up sometime in the next couple of months, so be on the lookout and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and don't miss a video so that you can check out that merch when it drops. And if you guys want to, of course, I said earlier in the video, you guys can check out my new logo merch. My man Frosty did an amazing
Chat,
job.
make sure you go
so
sub to Evan's
if you wanna check
YouTube.
that out,
Somebody drop
you
the
can.
link, please.
Finally,
Does anybody
if you guys want
not
to
got
talk
a
about
link?
this raid, anything in Destiny,
First
anything at all,
encounter's
man,
kinda
we're playing a
meh.
ton of games.
I
I'm
mean,
always on there.
It would
You
be
can
better
always come
if,
by the Twitch
if
streams
the light
at
level was higher,
Evanf1997.
you know?
Anyways,
It
thank
would
you guys
make
so
such
much
a
for
big
watching.
difference.
Be sure to like and subscribe to the video and enjoy the bloopers, everybody. Thank you. I'm gonna go rest now. Goodbye.
Yeah, chat, make sure you go sub to Evan. He has a shit ton of videos like this, so if you haven't seen him, go watch them. We're gonna watch the bloopers. All right, what game are we playing, chat? What do we want to do? Minecraft speeds? We can do Minecraft speeds. Minecraft speeds, Halo, Jump King.
I would make sure the encounters are doing what they're supposed to
Oh,
do.
this shit's
Make
hilarious.
sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do. If I had any like concerns, test concerns, I'd make sure those got fixed. Okay. Yeah. That's new.
It seems
Never
about
saw
in
that
line.
one.
Yep.
I tested this, by the way.
This is probably my favorite part.
Boys, dude.
It's relaxing. Yeah.
Definitely not infuriating at all.
Oh.
The longer we get,
Dude,
more the wait.
I dead ass.
Oh, that was a good stretch session. Holy shit. Oh, I feel great now. I'm re-energized.
I dead ass almost took a piss while we were waiting for that to come up, chat. During the world's first race. Because there's literally like a minute in between when the stuff started spawning again.
What the
Clyde.
fucking god. Alright, we got a stasis Andy over here, bro.
See, Clyde is turning into a full clickbait YouTuber, dude. He's doing it all for the tent. Look at him go.
What the f is going on?
That's such a DJ, dude. It's unreal. Oh my.
What's happening, bro?
Who is doing
Dude, well, at least my hot swaps are working on fucking stasis grenades. At least we know that that worked.
Fucking Clyde, man.
What the hell?
It's like me going to the kitchen at 3 a.m., dude.
Sprinting? You definitely
Going to grab some fucking snacks.
What? Dude, you are walk through the snow, walk through the snow. Up here. Go. This is
Full for games?
this
Yeah,
is
can someone
so
start
cursed.
full? Alright, chat. Yeah, make sure you go sub to Evan. Evan, thanks for letting me watch your video, bud. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that nostalgic blast from the past. Subscribe to the live channel. Or don't. Just watch more stuff. Thanks.